Getting the laughter over with, I thought that my glasses wouldn't work, so I made a big font so I could read it. As stated, I am Sharon Dow, Robert Dow's wife, and you'll hear me refer to him as Dow. That's how I always knew him. It's my loving nickname for him, and the way that we all knew him as Dow. I feel that there's no need for me to repeat the many little witticisms or stories that I said on the Facebook page here today. They're there to read. And I also spoke to the Palm Beach Post, and I don't want to repeat myself. I just need to do three things here today. I have some people I want to thank, and I guess I'm going to repeat what Karen already thanked, but I want to do that for the family. And I want to represent two people who gave me something to read here today. I promise it's short. And I want to plug Dow's Education Foundation to help buy books for kids. When Dow was growing up, he had a tough childhood. He couldn't speak with his father, his mother. It was one of those families, and books were his escape. He didn't have to turn to drugs. And Dow you crack a book, and there's the trip that you can go on. Like Dr. Seuss says in one of his books, oh, the places you'll go. And if he could just touch one kid to open up a book instead of turning to something else, he thought that he could it would be worth it all. And this is a hard case to settle today in virtual reality world, for kids to sit down and read a book. But that's what he thought that would be good for them, is just get their mind on a trip. Reading can open up so many worlds. And the address for the Education Foundation is on the Robert J. Dow Memorial page. I hope to learn how to make its own little web page. I guess I'll have to Google how to do that, but it should have its own page. And that plug out of the way, I'll move on to my thanks. And I'm going to probably repeat all the same people that Karen thanked, but for the family, I want to thank them. First of all, I want to thank you all for coming here. I know some people couldn't make it. They're sick, whatever they felt. They said their thanks in their own way. And there's people out in California, there's people in Minnesota. They just couldn't make it here. But everybody just closed their eyes and said their goodbyes in their own way. And so here we are. But we would especially, our family, like to thank Diane and Rip Radcliffe, Peggy and Bill Jupp. You don't know what they did for him. They went above and beyond the call when they would stay with him days and took turns staying nights with him in the hospital, watching over him. They're just absolute angels. And I want to thank Kathy Anderson of Aflac. I want to thank United Healthcare for financial peace. We never had to worry about a single bill. It was great. And Kathy, you became more than an insurance rep for Dow. You were his friend. And Hospice of Palm Beach, they were there when he needed them. And his dear friends Susan Watson and Mike Dowling for helping plan this memorial. I literally dumped this on them. I didn't know what to do, and I thought, it was like, you do it. But I thought that Suzanne would know, the teachers and friends from that aspect. Mike would know, board people and union people, and somehow the twains could meet somewhere. And they really got the ball rolling to have us end up here in this room where Dow often stood and spoke passionately for his beliefs. And I would like to thank Karen Brill. Superintendent Bill Malone, I'm glad that you made it here, and I hope you're feeling well. And Frank Barbieri. And Frank, I want you to know that Dow often spoke of you with a twinkle in his eye, and he really found a long-time needed friend through you. He just spoke so warmly of you. And finally, for myself, I would like to thank my husband, Robert Dow, for so many wonderful memories. And please forgive me if I haven't thanked you. I should have thanked you. Oh, yes, his neighbors Jill and Gonzo, they were there too. I didn't want to forget them. And please forgive me if I forgot you. I have so much. I'll probably put something on Facebook and go, oh, I forgot you. But anyway, we made it here to honor Dow, but like I said, some people couldn't. And one of them is Jerry Wilson. Jerry made the video, you see, here today, and of course I have to be up on terms. I'm showing my age. He made the CD, not the video. He made the CD, and it depicts Dow's past, and some of it, if you were to look at it 30 years ago, we'd have to kill you because he was a spy. He really was. But you can talk about those things now, and Jerry wanted me to read something short. He will refer to Robert Dow as Bob, because that's how he knew him. So Jerry wrote, I first met Bob through the Air Force at Yale University when we were assigned to study Mandarin Chinese for 8 months. After completing the course, we went on to what we called spy school in Texas, where we learned to use sophisticated electronic eavesdropping equipment. Then we were assigned to flight status, where we flew close to the border spy missions off the coast of China and Vietnam in specially equipped C-130 spy planes. It was exciting, sometimes hazardous work, and Bob ever after considered it the great adventure of his younger years. During that time, Bob and I worked up a folk singing act, and between missions, we performed for servicemen at clubs and hospitals all over the Far East and Southeast Asia. Bob had a beautiful Irish tenor voice that seemed to mesmerize all who heard him. At one time, he even studied opera. He was that good. He will be sorely missed by me personally, by all of those who knew him. Ying Lu Ping An is a Chinese expression that Bob would have understood from his time in the service. Translated into English, it means travel in peace. And so, my old friend, Ying Lu Ping An. That was submitted by his good friend, Jerry Wilson. He refers to him as Willie. At the end, you'll see the credits there. That's the guy who did that. And his daughter recently posted on Facebook today, I am Erin Dow, Robert Dow's daughter. I'm so sorry I will be missing his memorial today. I have an infant twins in New York and have already taken them down to Florida for visits with Dad, as well as to pay my last respects a couple of weeks after he died. It is amazing to see the outpouring of support and love for my dad. And my thoughts are with all of you today, especially thanks Sharon for helping me handle his estate and arranging his military honors, as well as Mike Dowling for organizing his memorial. I will definitely be sending a check to the book fund. Love to you all, Erin Dow. So in finishing, I want to say that his family, Mary Lou, Shirley, Kathy, and then I mentioned his daughter Erin, and then his son Rowan, are all thanking you so much. And there's peace now. There is peace. And I want to have no more lamenting. Dow loved silliness. He loved color. He loved laughter. We always picture him laughing, usually at one of his own jokes. Always at one of his own jokes. I used to tell him, you need some new material. Well, anyway, so what I want to say here today is this is his favorite shirt. This is how I'm going to remember him, not this. Put on your color, put on your Dr. Zeus hats, and let's celebrate this man's life.